You hear the word blockchain thrown around all the time, right? And it can feel, super complex, super technical. But what if I told you the basic idea is as simple as splitting a dinner bill with your friends? To get our heads around it, we're not starting in some high-tech server farm. We're starting at a restaurant.
So yeah, let's just forget all the code and the computers for a minute. Our entire explainer kicks off with something we've all been through. Just picture this. 4 friends, they've had a great meal, and now the check's on the table. One person, we'll call her friend A, says, "Hey, I'll get this. Just send me your share." Sounds easy enough, doesn't it?
And this brings us right to a very, very common modern problem, the dinner bill dilemma. How do we all settle up without it being a huge hassle?
I mean, of course, the answer seems completely obvious. You just use an app. So friend B whips out his phone to send his share over to friend A. It's second nature for us at this point. But this is where our simple little story hits a snag. What actually happens when that system we all depend on, the one we trust every single day, just fails? Friend B hits send, and then he gets that message we all dread. Payment failed. Turns out he's hit his daily transfer limit. So a really simple transaction is totally blocked. And it's not because he doesn't have the cash. It's because some system, somewhere, has rules that are completely out of his control. You know, that app and the bank that's behind it, that's what we call a third-party intermediary. It's basically the trusted middleman that we all rely on to handle our money, to make sure a payment from me actually gets to you. And this whole situation really shines a light on the weak spots of relying on a middleman, right? You've got technical glitches that can happen, you have these weird rules like daily limits, and you have what's called a central point of failure. If that one central authority has a problem or goes down, everything just stops. So this payment failure, it actually forces our friends to think a little bit differently. It pushes them toward a new and actually a radically simple idea. They start asking this really interesting question. Wait a minute, what if we didn't need a bank or an app at all? What if the 4 of us, just right here, could create our own system for tracking who owes what? A system that we all trust. And what they come up with is this beautiful, low-tech solution, a shared notebook. And the process they invent is just brilliant. Okay, so first, every single person takes out their notebook and writes down the exact same thing. Friend B owes friend A 20 bucks. Step 2, they all hold up their notebooks and check each other's work to verify it's correct. 3, the transaction only counts as final when all 4 of them agree. And finally, and this is the magic part, once it's agreed on, it's set in stone. No one can secretly go back and erase it or change it later without everyone else noticing. So think about what they've just created. This little notebook system has some seriously powerful features. For one, it's totally transparent. Everyone can see the whole history of who paid who. It's also decentralized, meaning there's no single banker friend in charge. The power is shared by the whole group. And because of that, it's incredibly secure. To cheat the system, you'd have to get everyone else to agree to the same lie, which is pretty tough to do. So, okay, a shared notebook at a dinner table. It's a clever fix for our friends, for sure. But what in the world does this have to do with blockchain? Well, this is the moment where it all clicks into place. And there it is. That's the big reveal. That simple shared notebook with its rules about transparency, group agreement, and permanent records, that is the fundamental idea behind blockchain. Let's just break this down so it's crystal clear. The shared notebook, that's the blockchain itself. It's a shared ledger of information. The group of friends, well, that's a network of computers. Each little entry in the notebook, each transaction, that's a block of data. And that super important step where everyone has to agree, in the tech world, that's called cryptographic consensus. It's the exact same principle, just happening at lightning speed between computers.
So now, when we look at the official definition, it's not scary at all, is it? A blockchain is just a transparent, decentralized, and secure digital ledger, our digital notebook basically, that's shared across a whole network. And, here's the kicker, it does it all without needing a middleman. Look, if you forget everything else from this explainer, just remember this one thing. At its absolute core, blockchain is simply a new way to build trust. It's a tool that lets people agree on something and record it permanently, without having to rely on a central authority like a bank or government to make it happen.
And when you realize that, it leads to this one final, huge question. The dinner bill, that was all about money, and that's what blockchain is famous for right now. But if we found a new way to build trust, a decentralized way, what else could we rebuild with it? What about things like voting, or legal contracts, or even our own identities? What comes next?